Welcome to the Fanatical Elfz Show, part of the Elfz Network. We are a bunch of wild and crazy Cleveland Browns fans, bringing you all the latest in Browns news. Tune in now. Hey, and good evening, and welcome to another Fanatical Elfz show. We are on the Fanatical Elfz Network, and I am joined this evening by none other than Steve Gill and Sam Britton, our young rising superstar podcaster. Glad to have you both aboard, and we've got a lot to talk about. A lot of things are happening. Yeah,
something happened in Berea.
Unfortunately. Not the best of things.
So the best news is, we'll just start with this. If you are a Browns fan, and we're all here Browns fans, the Browns are wearing their new alternative uniforms on Sunday. So I'm wearing my white ball cap tonight with the elf on it. And by the way, we're going to be giving away our next giveaway after the break. So if you're listening right now on Apple or on Spotify, we're going to announce the winner here very shortly. If you're following us on YouTube or here on the X, stay tuned. We're going to announce the winner. But they're all alternative uniforms, and they're asking the fans who attend the game on Sunday to also wear their whites. My wife and I have actually cream-colored outfits that we're going to wear, so we're not exactly going to be white, but I will wear my white ball cap. So lots of news this week. Obviously,
way to support the team, John.
So we've been, Steve has done his Dog Pound South podcast. I've been doing my Deshaun Watson shoulder injury watch party shows in the evening. And so there's a lot there. I've been a little bit of an annoyed fan, like many Browns fans are a little bit up and down. But Steve, let's start with you. You're more steady, kind of like Steady Eddie, Kevin Stefanski. You have bring a little bit more of a realistic perspective. So how are you feeling tonight?
Well, I think it's a wise choice not to let him play. This kind of injury could take 2 to 6 weeks for recovery. I don't know if either of you have ever had a rotator cuff injury.
No.
My wife had a calcium buildup on hers, and I'm not comparing my wife to our franchise quarterback, although she's my franchise quarterback.
Way to go. Nice.
Yeah, nice catch on that one. They had to go in. She had a calcium buildup. They had to take calcium out, re-sew her rotator cuff up.
Ooh.
And to this day, she still can't raise her arm above her head. Rotator cuff bruises produce a lot of fluid, a lot of inflammation, and restriction of movement. So I think that's what we're dealing right here is the restriction of movement.
Let me ask you this then, because this is where the bizarro world of all of this, to me and a lot of Browns fans, and I know you're more a realist. So my questioning is, everybody was talking, including Deshaun, going into the game 2 weeks ago that he was going to play. And we even saw him warming up, throwing 10 to 15 yard, it's not big passes, but he certainly didn't look like, So I guess we're 2 weeks later and now we're shutting him down. And I'm just,
as Joshua Cribbs put it on his podcast this week, X-rays can show damage and stuff like that, but X-rays can't show pain. Mm-hmm. Now, if he can't throw the ball effectively and with zip, tight windows, over the shoulder catches, those big, deep over the shoulder catches, which he's very good at, then he shouldn't be playing. Why further injure him? I know a lot of fans say, well, he's got $230 million. That's exactly why you don't play him if he can't play. That arm is worth $230 million. It's the most expensive thing in that locker room. So it's
just so funny. To me, though, the story.
I think what people are getting upset at, and they've been in the past with past administrations burned So don't hold the current administration to what the past administrations have done. They are not required to tell you anything. Deshaun Watson is not required to do his normal press thing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Whoever said that? I mean, right now they're telling you he's day to day. They're listing him on the injury report as did not practice. He's not on IR, which is good.
Sure.
If they felt it was a 6-week thing, they would have put him on injured reserve, and they would have picked up another quarterback.
Sam, we're going to get to you in just a second. Here's and I'm going to have you follow up on this, Sam. So here's my thing, Steve, and I know you're going to counter this, Steve, but I think what's really bothering like me as a Browns fan and going through this experience already with Brady or not Brady Quinn with Baker Mayfield was that he had a different shoulder situation. But the fact that they were both dealing
with shoulder tear.
Okay. Which is sounds even worse. I guess. But this is where it's getting really annoying amongst fans like myself who are like, if Baker Mayfield can do all this stuff and that front office is giving the go ahead for him to play in those games, and now we're here in this game where we didn't even know it was a serious injury, until later in the week, and he's doing high fives and chest pumps with Kevin Stefanski at the end of that game against Tennessee. It's just got a lot of us sort of like, what's going on? I know they don't have to disclose everything. It just seems like something's
injuries
off.
Stiffen up. I mean, when it happens, and when Baker Mayfield was trotted out there and he sucked, and the fans, let's fire Stefanski because he keeps playing Baker Mayfield. You don't remember that?
No, I do. I get that, but I guess that's what I'm saying. Why?
It's the pain level. It's the pain level of the player. Like Josh Cribbs says, an X-ray can't show pain. So if he can't throw the ball effectively without pain, don't put him out there. Like Van Pelt said, you don't put a running back out there if he can't run. Yeah. So if your quarterback can't throw the ball, then don't put your quarterback out there.
Where are you at with all of this as a young Browns fan? You've seen Baker, you've seen this situation now. How are you feeling? And by the way, Sam's coming to us from Dallas, Texas area, where it's still probably hot. But
no, actually, Sam. It's not.
Oh, good.
It's like the high is like 82 today. We've been opening windows and stuff. It's really nice.
I still consider 80 hot.
Yeah, 80's chilly. I've been wearing long pants and long shirts and stuff.
That's good.
So it's not that hot, but I think it just feels weird. Like it just feels like there's a lot been going on because he's been practicing inside. He hasn't been we haven't seen him for like a week now, have we?
Yeah, the mysterious disappearing act of Sean Watson
working out inside, whatever that means. That he could be sitting there doing nothing for all we know. And then obviously Andrew Berry has been saying things, and then Kevin Stefanski has been saying something that's completely the opposite of what Berry said. And it's just a really weird situation. I think it's smart to keep him out this week because give him 3 weeks of rest, get the bye week, obviously this week or last week, technically now. But I think it's smart to keep him out. The 49ers are most likely the best team in the league. I don't think there's any other team that's an argument. So it's already an uphill battle against the 49ers. And so I think rolling out PJ Walker and keeping Watson in just for one more week, again, in the toughest game that you probably aren't going to win. I mean, realistically, it's pretty tough. Yeah. And so I'd say it's actually a pretty smart decision to keep Watson in right now or out right now.
Well, at least the fans will get to wear their white outfits on Sunday as they be wearing or waving the white flag early on in the game. No, I agree that it's just God. I think it's just here's my thing too. Here's where I was a little irritated the other night also when I was listening to Stefanski talk about this we got the dog barking about the playing the 49ers and how everybody is looking forward to that opportunity. They talked about an opportunity to play these guys and how they're such great coaches and they're great players. Oh, we've got a barking dog in the background here. It's just the idea that it doesn't seem going into this game now after, that the Browns are really prepared to go out there and win. We're all already like giving them an L, and that's the sense. I mean, when I was listening to Stefanski, it's like he's talking about the great coaches of San Francisco and how the players are looking forward to the opportunity. I'm like, this should be a team that wants to go out there and get wins. I'm tired of sitting and being sub 500 for the last bazillion years. And
did you listen to the coordinators today?
I did not get to that.
Did you listen to Jim Schwartz?
Oh, I'd love to hear what
no, I did
not. I did not hear Jim today, and I did not hear.
Okay, they're going to be ready. Defense is definitely going to be ready.
Okay,
Bubba Pintrone, special
teams,
they're going to be ready.
So Elliot has joined us, and we just Elliot, just to catch you up real quick, we've been talking about Deshaun initially just now and getting our initial takes on kind of where things are. And, I'm the annoyed Browns fan who's fed up. Steve is the more reality-based, lives in he's like Steady Eddie. And Sam's a little worried, that it's a little odd with the things that have been happening. And but they all agree, and that sitting Deshaun out another week is probably a good, safe health bet for him. And so that's where we are in the show, Elliot. And we're gonna continue to talk about that. But I want to shift gears kind of to PJ Walker. But Elliot, I want to know your thoughts. Just kind of wrap things up for us about Deshaun. Where are you at with the whole him sitting out? It sounds like he's going to sit out again.
Well, at this point, it is really an overrated issue. Deshaun Watson hasn't really established himself as a top echelon NFL quarterback. Sure. If there were an announcement tomorrow that Deshaun Watson went out and threw without pain and threw passes 70 yards downfield with great accuracy, what do you think that the betting line would do?
Shift.
How much?
Well, it's at -8 now, right?
No,
I don't know the betting line.
10.
Is it at 10 now?
Is it at 10? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Because it started at like 5.5 or something. Then it went to 6.
It started at
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
3.5
on Monday.
That's crazy.
That was on Monday.
That is crazy. It was 10 today. I was totally shocked by that.
Yeah, 10's actually not unreasonable. That's what I would have actually put it at. But I think if they said that Watson is ready to play, it'd probably move by 1 or 2 points. I don't think it's a huge difference who plays quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I think they're all kind of the same.
Well, let's talk about the guy. It sounds like PJ Walker is going to be the guy. And so let's kind of get into that. I know, Steve, you've done a little research on him, and
PJ Walker has a better record than Deshaun Watson over the past 2 years.
There you go.
PJ Walker has a better record than Joshua Dobbs, so we can get that out of the way too.
And PJ
Joshua
Walker
Dobbs is not a candidate to play, is he?
No. And PJ Walker beat Tom Brady a year ago. There you go, 21-3.
Yeah.
They beat
that was
Tampa
his best
Bay.
Game last year.
There you go. So all things are possible. And I know I listened, Elliot, to your show earlier with Joel, the left guard, and I've listened to Steve's The Dog Pound South show earlier in the week. But in your show, the Browniacs, you gave the Browns a chance. You and Joel thought maybe this game might be low scoring. And you didn't really give a lot of credit. And I know, Sam, you're down there in Dallas. Elliot, you didn't give Dallas a lot of kudos. And I know Steve mentioned it off air about how Dallas's way of playing defense might have made San Francisco look better than they really
Well,
are.
it was their offense that made San Francisco look better. They kept taking deep shots, and it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I compared it to Animal House in the food fight plan.
Yes.
That
was a fantastic take, man. I love that. That was great.
Yeah,
I had a good
that.
laugh. Yeah.
I could not comprehend, like you, Steve, I could not comprehend why they were throwing the ball deep when it was clear that Dak was having problems with the deep ball. He wasn't getting it down the field. He was throwing the ball short consistently, and they were still calling for that play every few plays, and it was not working. It was bound to be intercepted. It should have been worse.
Sam,
it should have been worse.
Sam, is there any news down there in Dallas after that loss? I mean, you're in cowboy land.
Not really. People are mad at Mike McCarthy, but it's just been the same. Fire Dak, fire Mike McCarthy, fire everyone except for Micah Parsons. That's it. And who's our defensive coordinator? I can't remember his name for some reason. Whoever he is, keep him. That's it. Blow up the whole team. Get rid of Jerry.
Really?
Blow up the stadium. Build a new one for all week. That's what everyone says. Just say rebrand the team. Just
Sam, have you ever been there to the stadium down there?
Yeah, I toured it. I toured it a few years ago.
Sweet.
But I haven't been to it for a game.
It's ginormous, right?
It's huge. Yeah, we got to go up. There's they got a million suites around there. We got to go in a few suites. It's crazy.
Dan Quinn,
Uh-huh.
pretty awesome.
Dan Quinn, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way, Sam is our rising superstar podcaster. He has the Browns breakdowns. He brings that to you on the Fanatical Elfz network here on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So thank you, Sam, for helping us out. We really appreciate all of the things that you're doing for our network. And our network is growing, and Sam is growing with us. And so we're looking forward to working with him in the future. So thank you.
Yeah.
So PJ Walker, let's talk a little bit. I know Elliot, it doesn't make a lot of difference to you. Steve, let's start with your your take on PJ and some research on his background. I know he's a Temple Owl. That's a real spot where great quarterbacks in the NFL come from.
Oh, I tell you.
But
I tell you, Kurt Warner's son is now a Temple Owl quarterback.
Is he really? I did not know that. There you go.
Yeah.
There's these little tidbits of news are you only get these on the Fanatical Elfz. So
exactly. Well, like you said, he went to Temple and he went to the XFL, 5-0 before the league shut down because of COVID. He threw 15 touchdown passes.
Okay.
When they shut down, Matt Rule, his coach at Temple, was the Carolina Panthers coach and scooped him up. So that's why I went to Carolina for the last 3 years. A lot of the boring statistical stuff will be in my preview article tomorrow or Saturday for ClevelandSportsTalk.com. But basically, he's played 4 games where he's thrown more than 20 passes, and he's 3-1 in those games.
Okay.
With Carolina, he was 3-0 at home. He should have been 4-0. One of those losses came last year. There's a video circling around where he threw a Hail Mary with 17 seconds left against Atlanta to tie the game.
I remember that play. Yeah, DJ Moore caught it and threw his helmet down, and they had to push back the extra point, and he missed.
Yep.
That's right.
And they had to go to overtime.
Wow.
Yeah, that was that was the longest air throw in NFL history. I think it was.
It was double. He was double covered too. It was a really great
I'm pretty
pass.
sure it was 67 yards. He threw that ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was and he was semi on the run when he did it. But
okay.
So he is
impressive.
A veteran quarterback.
Should we be
He's
concerned?
got like you said, he beat Tampa last year. He had over 300 yards passing in that game. He's a career and his career his QBR got dropped a little bit, but it's around 80. And it got dropped because last year he started against the Bengals in
But now,
Cincinnati, and it was like 34-3 at the end of the first quarter. So they yanked him for
now
another
he's
backup
short. He's
5'11".
He's short, and
He's
that
not
has
high.
that has me concerned as a Browns fan. Yeah. Elliot, if you're watching, listening to the podcast, you're not watching that. Elliot is having
coronary event.
A coronary event. She has a conniption right now.
So he's not inexperienced. He's 4-3 as a starter. So I mean 4-3 when he played. So it's
his
it's
overall
not like
record
they're trotting out some Joe Schmo out there.
No, and I like, and I think okay, we ride with that for now. Is there do any of you think? I mean, maybe you probably don't want to go down this road, and we don't really want to talk about it now. But maybe we want to see what happens with Deshaun. But is there any thought of the Browns still trying to go out and maybe even getting another veteran, considering what's happened to the fact that we're going with PJ Walker, DTR, who had one brief start and was, bolstered up to that number 2 spot, now has been brought back, which I'm a little peeved about as a fan. I get it from the coaching standpoint a little bit, but it's another PR move that I think is just, anyway, I'm not unhappy that PJ is starting. Is there any chance that there's a quarterback out there that's a veteran who's just sitting out there, sitting on his couch tonight, that the Browns could maybe consider bringing in still? Or is that wildly, like, am I just throwing that?
Carson Wentz?
Yeah,
Brady
Carson Wentz and Matt
Quinn.
Ryan.
Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn, he's sitting out there. No, thank you.
There's always a list of quarterbacks.
There's always
injured, but there's the idea that you would bring in a quarterback that has not had 6 months with the team like the other guys have had, and expect them to be able to master the playbook immediately. This is not fantasy football. You can't just plug somebody in and have them excel at the NFL level. The whole thought is the whole thought process is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You only do that if you have no other choice due to injury.
So do you think still Elliot and Steve? Yeah, Steve.
Well, the reason I think Watson will be back for the Colts is they've already promoted Walker twice, including this game. If they promote him again, he goes on waivers and anybody can pick him up. So
they can't demote him. If they will have to give him a permanent position.
Yeah, they'll have to keep him on the roster. If they don't keep him on the roster, they can't demote him. Somebody
after
will pick
Sunday's
him up.
game, he can be.
He can go back to the practice squad.
No, he will be
it's after
taken.
3 call-ups.
He will be taken by another NFL team. Because
other NFL teams have already called and asked him, and he said no.
Oh,
I've been told.
Okay, you can do that when you're okay.
That would be nice.
Yeah, you can when you're a veteran of 2+ years, you can turn down the offer.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break right now here on the Fanatical Elfz Show. I know, Elliot, do you have your graphics tonight to share with us by chance?
Yeah, I could do that.
We were talking about both sides of the ball, and then Sam, we'll have you look at these amazing graphics that Steve and I get to look at, which is Elliot does a great job of looking at this from both sides of the ball. So we're going to pause. We're also going to, after the break, folks that have been tuning in, listening on Apple, Spotify, or watching us live here on YouTube, we're going to announce our giveaway. So make sure you come back. We're going to pause for these brief commercials. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back here on the Fanatical Elfz Show. We've got Sam Britton, our podcaster from Dallas, Texas, Arlington, I think, right?
Yep.
We've got Elliot Cannell and we've got Steve Gill. Thanks for coming back. So we're all gearing up for this game. It's the alternative uniforms come Sunday. They're asking the fans to wear their white uniforms as well. And so I've got my white ball cap. I'll be up there at the stadium. Elliot, are you going up to the game on Sunday?
I will not.
Okay. I didn't know if you were going up or not. So let's go ahead and bring up, let's talk a little bit of the
Hey, there
are we
he
all
is.
there? And we lost Sam. Did I lose Sam?
Oh.
Sam's there.
No, he's right there.
Yeah.
Is he right there?
Yeah, I'm
He's right
hoping
there.
that you see the
Oh, there he is. Okay.
PowerPoint. Does everybody see that?
Yep.
Yeah,
We can
that's
see
yeah.
it. So if you're watching on
Okay.
YouTube and X, yep.
Yeah,
See,
for
this is
those
the
who do
stuff I
not have
wanna do.
video, we've got the X's and O's, or squares and circles, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's color coded such that blue means that they're superstars, green means that they're above average, yellow is an average player, orange is a below average player, and red means that there's a problem. Basically, for the first slide, this is the San Francisco offense on the bottom, Cleveland Browns defense on the top, and what it's showing is that the Browns have a tactical advantage at the defensive line. The
Yeah.
San Francisco offensive line is not very strong. They only have Trent Williams performing at a very high level at left tackle, and everybody else is really so. They do have stars at Brandon Ayuk. Also, Christian McCaffrey, of course, is very, very good at halfback, and George Kittle at tight end. But, the Browns could disrupt Brock Purdy. That could happen, and that's why it could be a very low-scoring game. There could be turnovers, and all kinds of bad things could happen. Browns have stars on defense. The 49ers could get something going with their position players, but they have weakness at the offensive line positions. Now I'll change over to the Browns on offense and the 49ers on defense. 49ers have no weaknesses, really. They have, one player that's rated as average on the defensive line. Everybody else is a stud, or at least above average. Nick Bosa and Oren Burks are probably their best players. But there are no weaknesses, really. There's nobody that you can really pick on. The Browns on the other.
Hargrave came from Philly, right?
Yeah.
That was a
they outbid the Browns for him.
Yeah. Right. And they're all doing a really good job. And there's nobody to really pick on. Tayshaun Gibson's a former Brown. He's he's about as old as I am. He's ready to collect Social Security, but he's still playing safety up there. The Browns, on the other hand, have some problems. They have Jed Wills, who's not had a good season. We don't know why. DeJuan Jones is still, I didn't spell his name right. Sorry, DeJuan. But he's not had a good season, really. But he's learning. We believe that he's progressing, and we hope that he'll be a green box by the end of the year, or green circle, I should say.
Hopefully.
Donovan Peoples-Jones hasn't been putting up numbers this season. I don't know if it's that they haven't targeted him or what the story is there.
His face is on a milk
big
carton.
advocate for him too.
Pardon?
I was such a big advocate for him, and now he's been like mediocre at best, and I'm like, oh.
Well, I don't know if it's just that they haven't targeted him, or what the story is there, but I still like Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think he should break out.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford is just really not done very well at halfback, and I've got Deshaun Watson. I've kind of charitably given him sort of a yellow box if he plays, which I don't know if he'll play. But whoever they play there, that's sort of a mystery person at quarterback. And the Browns are not a strong unit offensively. San Francisco is a very strong defense. So
we're really going to rely on our defense to do some things against their offense.
Yeah. So both the 49ers and the Cleveland Browns have very strong defenses. San Francisco has a better offensive unit than the Browns. That's why they're favored. Yeah. Rightly so.
Yeah. Well, the last time I think that San Francisco came to Cleveland, they beat Cleveland. That was several years ago. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, no. Oh, I think we did win that. You're right.
I think the Browns won that game. Last time they went to San Francisco.
That's right.
Browns
got Baker
slapped
Mayfield
around.
Yes, they did. That was an unfortunate series of events there. So let's, well, before we do our final, I want to kind of go around the room again and just talk a little bit about what you're looking forward to in this game. It's been a really emotional week for me and other Browns fans who are just, we're frustrated, but we're trying to be patient, and I'm not doing a good job of being patient. I know, but I do want to give our giveaway though before I go around the room. So let's do our giveaway. So thank you to all those of you out there who are following us, on the podcast, on Apple, Spotify, but also on X, also on Facebook. We're on, we've got a TikTok page. We've got all sorts of places to find us. We've been gaining lots of popularity on the X, and that's great. And so we put out a new ball cap last night. It was just a 24-hour giveaway. And the winner of that ball cap, you had to repost and follow our show. And drum roll, please. Let's see if I can pull. I had it right up here. Now I lost it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The winner is, here we go, Brownies. Here we go. It's Bossman 8181. Congratulations to Here We Go Brownies. Bossman 8181. He's the biggest Browns fan out there. Go Browns. He's a season ticket holder in section.
Yeah,
he's a season ticket holder in section 539. I know that area well. I was in 537. So congratulations, buddy. Go Cavs and go Guardians. Looks like he's right here in Ohio, Crestline, Ohio. So congratulations. And we will be in touch to send you a wonderful, cool looking Fanatical or an Elfz hat, a little bit like this one, but it's even cooler. So good job. Okay.
Yay. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yes. So final take, Sam, let's start with you. You're out there, out west, down there in the good old Big D. You follow this team, you've watched them, you've studied them over the last couple of seasons. Where are you at just overall as a fan? And then what are you looking forward to on Sunday?
Well, I had a article. I don't know if it's out. I don't think it's out on Cleveland Sports Talk yet, but
okay.
I was talking about like 3 people the Browns should maybe trade for to replace, and they were left tackle, quarterback, and running back. Quarterback, I want a backup. So the backups I was looking at was, I don't like the free agent, so I was thinking someone like Marcus Mariota or Tyrod Taylor. Those were 2 people that I used for examples. And then left tackle, there's 2 left tackles on the Falcons. Both of their tackles are really good, and they were high. And so I was thinking maybe we could trade for one of them. I'm just throwing out ideas. And then running back, one of the running backs is the guy for the Raiders. I don't know why his name never sticks in my head. The running back for them.
Oh,
because he's a rental right now. He's on a 1-year deal, so he'd be a rental. But like, I feel like trading for someone is probably in the cards. I think that's something we need to do. I think left tackle,
especially at running back too. I like that idea, Sam.
Yeah, left tackle's something. And we were all thinking Jonathan Taylor, but then obviously you got that giant deal from the Colts like a week ago. But someone like a left tackle, I think is big, because Jedrick Wills has been really bad.
I think Jedrick Wills should go back to just making commercials with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, maybe, but he's been really bad. But looking to Sunday, I mean, the 49ers are just so good. They have basically no holes. I mean, they've got their receiver room is filled. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. Their offensive line is pretty good. Trent Williams. Purdy has been good. I mean, they're just such a good team. It is the team to beat.
We're waving the white flag, man. We're waving the white flag already. Like
it's the team to beat, but if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I think this is a great standards game. I think if the Browns can actually beat them, I think this will be a huge morale boost, especially because the 49ers are still
Definitely.
undefeated. I think being able to beat an undefeated team, if they were 4-1,
And Sam,
let's
you're
just
right.
say,
You consider that the Browns' 2 wins have been pretty big wins, unlike other seasons they've actually have blown out some teams. So that would be a nice pattern for the Browns to get a big win.
And I think knocking them undefeated, but they're 5-0 right now, and so having I think beating the 49ers, who are probably the best team in the league, will be a massive morale boost. And then beating them to make them undefeated would be an even bigger morale boost. So I think it's it's kind of a landmark game. It's the as low as you can go, or highest you can go, I guess.
And Sam, even before the season started, I think all of us, especially myself, I was looking at this game 6 coming off the bye as being a huge game. I was going in the first 4 games, and then you have the bye, and we were 2-2, and we're still 2-2. Nothing has changed. We're not.
Hopefully, nothing has changed.
We didn't lose 5 games over the
I know,
bye?
Steve.
I thought we lost 5 games
I'm
over
overreacting. I know I'm overreacting just a little bit, but it's for the clicks, man. I need you to click on. So, hey, Sam, I really like your USA flag. I think that's really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's you got a nice setup there. We'll have to travel down to Dallas to meet you in person.
It's great it's great on camera, but off camera it's a little chaotic, but
oh really?
A Browns poster behind you or something like that.
Yeah, what I was thinking was, instead of here, I wanted to buy a signed Browns Amari Cooper jersey and hang it right there.
Ooh.
But eventually I'll figure out a better camera setup.
I like that, Sam. Good job. Elliot, your final sort of, where you're at right now. And I really liked listening to you and Joel this morning talking about like the game. I thought you were pretty accurate with your takes. Yep. If you want to elaborate on that, or where you're at with everything.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit. I'm a little bit upset with the mentality, maybe that the fan base is approaching this game. I think that, this business about, we can't win because we don't have a franchise quarterback is sort of like the 4-year-old that can't face life without his teddy bear. I mean,
wait,
I
gotta go find my teddy bear. Wait a second.
Yeah, go get your teddy bear. We can't win without the franchise quarterback, because first of all, there's no such thing as a franchise quarterback. And I use the example, to me, a franchise quarterback means that there's, I'm a numbers guy, and it means that there's some kind of prohibitive number of points that's going to be, spotted to the team in the handicapping if you have this franchise quarterback. Like when Peyton Manning got hurt, the Colts had a 9-point differential in the point spread. Okay, that I can kind of understand. That's a franchise quarterback. But if the Browns have, no matter who they start, I don't think it's going to make any difference. Maybe 2 points differential in how you handicap the game. I don't think it makes that much difference. Whoever they start, I just think that they need to have a plan. And if they have a plan, they've had 2 weeks to come up with a game plan against San Francisco. San Francisco's had a short week. They're traveling from the west to the eastern time zone. They're traveling on a short week. They have not had enough time to prepare a good game plan against Cleveland. All that stuff favors the Browns. So I don't like this business about crybabies and we can't win. We don't have our franchise quarterback. I'm not even convinced that Deshaun Watson is that franchise quarterback. Just go out, play football, play your game, be the Cleveland Browns, beat San Francisco. There's no reason why it cannot be done, even though they're a very formidable team. And there's every reason to believe that, they're going to be up to the task. But the Browns have a fighting chance to win this game. And I don't give a rat who plays quarterback, just as long as it isn't me.
Damn it! Let's do this. Let's go Browns.
Okay. Go Browns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Calm down. I got 72 hours before the game, man. Okay.
Can't give yourself a heart
What
attack now.
I'm looking forward to on Sunday I'm going to the game with my beautiful wife Laura Jean. Can't wait to go. But I'm going to focus on mostly is to watch all the drunkenness pregame of all those around me. That's far more entertaining at times. And then especially afterwards, when you're making that crawl up East 3rd Street, and you can't go much more than you're crawling like a snail, and all these drunkenness is all around you, and people are falling over their faces. You're more concerned about getting knocked around by someone who's been drunk. Because
Like
you try
that
to get back.
Bengals fan.
Yes.
The headbutted
yes.
unconscious, basically.
Oh my gosh. Steve, where are you at?
I'm going to give you something that's going to make you feel better. And this is from the San Francisco beat writer who covers the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan as a head coach is 1-8 versus Jim Schwartz defenses.
Oh,
when in 2016, when he was OC of the Falcons, and the Falcons had pretty good teams, and Jim Schwartz brought this up because they had Julio Jones and Matty Ice as the quarterback. But when he was the offensive coordinator of the Falcons in 2016, the Falcons were averaging 33.8 points a game. Sure. When he went against Jim Schwartz and the Philadelphia Eagles, they only scored 15 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Jim Schwartz knows how to beat. And everybody says Brock Purdy, system quarterback. That's a bunch of bull. But he knows how to beat the Shanahan system. So that's where I'm planting.
Now
my
that
flag.
gives me a little bit more optimism. As a Browns fan, I'm a little bit more upbeat now. Now I'm going to look at the game. I mean, this has changed my thoughts right now.
No team is going to go undefeated. It hadn't happened since 1972. I mean,
and the Browns should have won that game in 1972.
In that playoff game, they were the only team to give them Miami a game that whole season.
Actually,
I remember that game.
If you thrown 4,
I don't even think my parents were alive in 1972.
Well, that's right, Sam. You were. But how about the 1985 playoff game down in Miami? The Browns should have won that game too, or was it 84, 85 when Bernie had just started that game. The Browns were up 21-3 at halftime.
A passing attack. They should have won that game. But anyway, so Brock Purdy hasn't thrown an interception yet.
Mm-hmm. I know I haven't been fantasy.
And when he's when he's pressured, his completion rate drops to about 50%. So I agree with Elliott on their offensive line. Trent Williams is a Hall of Famer. The other guys are just a bunch of average players.
Sam, this is a little bit you just indicated that Brock Purdy is your fantasy league quarterback. So this is a little bit of a compromise here. Are you going to?
I have CMC too. Yeah. I'm like, I really want the Browns to win, but man, if CMC could pop off for another 4 touchdowns, that'd be great. I had to pick up Brock Purdy because I picked up Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, who were awful in the first 4 games.
So my gosh. Well, the Browns have a lot of games, and I guess, we're all set on this 49ers game, but I think Steve or Elliott, you brought up that the Browns next play the Indianapolis Colts, and the Colts are without their
Anthony
Gardner Minshew.
And Gardner Minshew
Minshew's better.
He is.
Now, Elliott, are you going to run out to Indianapolis with? I think Joel was talking about going out to that game. Are you going to go to that game in Indy? And Steve, you were talking about it, right? Weren't you talking about?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
You can't do it now. Okay.
No, I don't get back from North Carolina till Saturday. I'm not going to turn around and do another trip.
Regardless of what happens in this game on Sunday, where the Browns are still going to be either 3-2 or 2-3. They're only 5 games in. They'll have still 12 more games on their season. So there's a long season ahead. Lots of things will be happening. We'll be bringing it to you here on the Fanatical Elfz Network.
May I comment real quick? And look at the division. Sam. The division's really bad right now. Like the Steelers are 3-2, the Ravens are 3-2, and the Bengals are 2-3 right now?
2-3.
Yeah. So the division's really bad too. So a win here could possibly put you in second first place even, I think, is possible if both the Ravens and the Steelers lose. You can be in first place by the end of
Steelers have a bye. Ravens are in London versus the Titans. Can't remember who the Bengals play.
So it is
Seattle.
technically possible you could still be in first. No, you lost to the Steelers, so you can't be in first place yet. You'd be tied for first place, but they'd be legally first place because they beat you.
I love the Fanatical Elfz Network because we've got all these guys. Sam, our young podcaster, Steve and Elliot, all bring all this amazing information. So if you tune into our programming, it's just great stuff. I just enjoy listening, and hopefully our fans do too.
Bengals host the Seahawks, the 3-1 Seahawks.
That's what I said.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody being on tonight. We're going to be bringing more shows. I know on Sunday we'll be having a pregame show. I don't know who all here will be able to join us, but we might have a few of us who will be able to join us. We'll come on an hour or two before game time, Steve, and we'll have that on pregame. Sam, you're welcome to join us too if you're around. Elliot, and then we'll win or lose. We'll probably do some sort of post game too. Because fans are tuning in and want to hear our perspectives. So thank you again to all you loyal Browns fans and those of you who are following us now on the Fanatical Elfz Network. Spread the love. Tell them about our network. I'm talking to people every day about our network, and people go, "Oh, you have a podcasting network?" Yeah, we're talking about the Browns. And we're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll turn in." And then you talk to them a couple of days later. "Oh, I really like that show." Well, thanks. We got 5 or 6 guys here who bring it to you every week. We got a show on every day, pretty much. We even have the Deshaun Watson watch party show. So
watch party.
Or, yeah, whatever.
Well, the reason it's doing so well is because of Elliot.
Yes, he's the mysterious. I don't know what I have to come up with a name.
Private Eye.
Private Eye. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. We've gone down that road. Well, guys, thanks again. Enjoy. Elliot, did you want to say something before we leave?
I was going to say, just as long as it's not the Deshaun Watson shoulder memorial party.
Yeah, we already did that. We did that earlier in the year with Cade York. That was a great show. Yes, we will miss Cade York. Folks, take care.
We have a kicker. That's right. I forgot.
We do.
Finally.
Hey, everybody, have a great rest of your night. Thanks again for tuning in tonight, and congratulations to Boss Man 8181, who's the winner of the ball cap. Will be in touch to deliver you your Elves hat. Go Browns! Take care.
Go Browns!